Hello and welcome to Smaulgld.com. Well, apparently there is another huge story out there. This one, headline, "This could be huge. Gold bar certified by Royal Canadian Mint exposed as fake." Well, perhaps we have a fake headline. Let me tell you the facts. If you just listen to them and you ignore the headline, maybe your detective skills will make you realize that perhaps the Royal Canadian Mint did not certify any gold, and now it is being exposed as fake. Here are the facts. A jeweler went to a Ottawa branch of the Royal Bank of Canada and purchased a 1 ounce gold bar, which was supposed to be 999 pure, 99.99 pure. Those bars apparently come in a sealed mint wrapper and packaging. So there's a wafer and then there's packaging. The jeweler had it tested and it turned out to be fake. So the initial reaction is the person bought a gold bar in Royal Canadian Mint wrapping, and it is fake. And the huge news is that the Royal Canadian Mint may have certified this fake gold. And the fear is that if the Royal Mint has certified this fake gold, we may have a huge problem. Now, it is quite possible that the Royal Canadian Mint may have had someone on the inside producing counterfeit gold bars and putting them in packages. Now, that's probably unlikely, and I'll tell you what's probably more likely, which doesn't seem to be discussed. The Ottawa branch of the Royal Bank of Canada, apparently you can buy and sell gold there. So perhaps one of two things happened. The Royal Bank of Canada purchased one of these counterfeit bars or others from someone, and they did not test it, and they relied on the fact that it looked like it was a legitimate Canadian Mint gold bar certified and so on. They didn't open it up, they didn't test it, and then this hapless jeweler walks in and they resell it to him. That's one thing that could have happened. And I don't know how the Royal Bank of Canada does its buying and selling of gold. Now let's say that the Royal Bank of Canada was diligent, did somehow do a test, and does do testing on all the gold that they buy that comes into the bank that they are then going to resell. Well, it's possible that an employee of the bank, knowing that they've already been certified and assayed and that the gold is real, he is running a counterfeit or she is running a counterfeit operation and is making up these fake Royal Canadian Mint packages with fake gold in them and then swapping them out at the bank, and then the bank on-sells the fake ones to the customers as they come in. That's more likely what's happened than the Canadian Mint is actually distributing fake gold. It's more likely what's happening is at the bank, they either fail to identify this one fake, or they did identify and they don't bring in fake gold, but that an employee brings in fake gold, swaps out the real ones with his fake gold, makes off with a lot of gold, and then the bank sells the gold to the customers, and the customers think, well, how safe can you be? I'm buying from the Royal Bank of Canada. I know they check everything, and this comes from the Royal Canadian Mint. That's my take on what I think probably happened. I think it's much more likely, given the chances of it happening, because it's very easy for a bank employee to do that. Now, what they need to do is they need to check the bank employees, they need to check the chain of custody. And they would have to do the same thing also if the gold was fake and was put into wrappers at the Royal Canadian Mint. But I think the Royal Canadian Mint probably has a much stricter policy with its employees coming in with gold or coming out with gold. I think they probably have a much tighter certification process than the the dealer at the Royal Canadian Bank branch. It's probably a lot easier for someone who works at the bank to go in and make the changes if he wanted to. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure, just my instinct tells me that it's not fake gold from the Royal Canadian Mint, but that it's probably from the bank branch. But it does mean that somebody is counterfeiting these bars, and they're out there. As the article says, no one counterfeits one bar, but it may be that they are being passed around, not just at that particular Ottawa branch, but all across the country. So it is something to be on the lookout for. Apparently they are well, this particular one looks like it is Royal Canadian Mint, 49 gold, 1 ounce of gold, and it's in a black assay certificate, and it is fake. So let's see what happens with that. Let me know your thoughts.